Hey guys, Warner here, and today we're going to be looking at Warner's Barriers version 3 for Altus Life. I've been working on Warner's Barriers for a while now, and after the last version I sort of just stopped updating it publicly on the forums. But I figured I'd release this new version that I worked on. There's a lot of new features, a lot of old features that have returned, and a lot more bug fixing was done. There are still bugs. I mean, it's ArmA. It's not going to be perfect. So let's look over what we actually have in the barrier system. So the scroll wheel, which you can learn how to activate by looking at the forum post linked in the description, and there will be a spoiler drop down menu that has the install directions for how to add it to the life actions. So I'm going to click this, and we have this menu here. I'm going to get it against a background where you can see it. Actually, that one up there should be good. Alright, so this is the menu. It's changed a little bit. Oh, it's gone away. I've removed the top header and moved the close button from the bottom to the top. So you know how to close it. You hit it, boom, it goes away. You hit barriers, and it appears it has road barrier 1, 2, road cone with light, barricade, small barricade with light, barricade, drop, and remove. The drop and remove are different colors, so you can be like, oh, there it is, go right down to it, remove, drop. I tried to make it so the colors so you could tell, you'd be able to tell which one you want real quick. But you can remove the colors if you wish. Just go in and remove their hex code, set it to 000000. I think that's white, or it might be black. That's black. Yeah, you want FF instead of the colors I have now. But with this new system, we have 3 new items that I added. So before, we only had this, ignore the error that is on screen, that's because normally you wouldn't have the errors turned on, but if that's an error that just has to happen for the way it works. And this. These were what came in the default version of the barrier script. The bar gate, the cone, and the concrete barricade. And these are great. But I was looking through the editor the other day, and I saw some stuff I'd never seen before in ArmA. So we have 3 new things. We have this, which, you know, wouldn't be for streets. This would be more for, like, sidewalks. So say you want it to, you're having, like, a meeting. Not a meeting. Like a, what am I trying to say? Like a, yeah, actually like a meeting, and like you have like your mayor or your governor or whatever, and you want to block the sidewalks off so the civilians can't get up to the to where the person's walking, sort of like a oh yeah, like a crowd. They wouldn't be able to go forward. Anyway, you could drop these down, and these look amazing. Look how nice they look. Just block off pathway with them, you know, make a nice turn with them. And these are actually affected by physics, so you'll notice that they actually go up, and if I go up high and I drop one, it should hit the ground and bounce. Yep, see how it moved? And so these barriers, they don't stop you, you can just vault right over them, but they just give it a good look, like having like a parade or something, and you could have these keeping the civilians back so they could watch it. Or a crime scene, like someone died here, you could put these. Instead of having your cops be like, whoa, step back, stay behind the line, and go back and forth, you could put a wall down, and they wouldn't be able to get through at all. Now, of course, you could use these, but they don't look very roleplay like where they're gonna be like, okay, let's get the crane over here, the front loader, and let's lift these up and put them down here, and by the time they get it all put down, it'd be gone. So these are like, you put these in like a car, or you get like one of those trucks, and then have like a support van that you can pull these out of if you set it up that way. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. We also have the barricade. Now this was in the original version that I had removed and replaced it with the concrete barrier. There are some versions that had this. This is more of just it's been re-added because I quite like it. It looks nice. But there's also this one. Oh, I didn't even know ArmA had these. Look how cool these are. They're like the construction ones, and the lights on them actually work. Bring my mouse over here. Make it nighttime. Oh, that was bright. Anyway, the lights actually work on them. That's so cool. Same thing with the cones, as usual. The lights light up on the cone. very, very cool how they light up, and they just work. You don't have to do any special code. So the remove action on the top left has been altered slightly. So before, you used to have to get right up on top of an item to remove it. Now that could have been fixed. It was very easy to fix. It was just a number you had to increase, but not a lot of people knew how to do that. They had to ask, and I made the range bigger. So if you wanted to, clear up your little jam here, I could just stand right here and hit remove. Oh, I removed that one and that one. I wasn't close enough to these, but the range has been turned down. Oh, this cone's not. There it is. It's a little bit iffy. You just have to do it a few times. But like here, I can. It removed. Oh, it's because they're all the same. Yeah, removing the same item, it doesn't really. The way the removal works, if it's the same item, it doesn't really remove it. But if they're all different like this. Oh, I knocked one over. I like how they're affected by gravity too. Everything is affected by gravity except for the long concrete barrier and the Barricade. This one is, if you place it, it'll levitate, but if you bump into it, it'll just fall down like that. So now if we go inside here and hit remove, it removes everything. It removes in a radius around you. The Barricade, I had increased its range a lot, because you used to have to get like right up against it, and sometimes it still wouldn't. You had to go to the corner sometimes, but now you can be pretty far away from it and get rid of it. And it will only remove, like I said, one at a time. So if you had, 2 Barricades, and you were like, okay, this Barricade goes here, and this one goes here. Oh, damn it. And you were to delete it, it would not delete the other one. That's the problem I had. I used to delete them all the time. I hated it. So, we go back in here to our show. Oh, where they? I thought I replaced them. This one, that one, and this one. They're basically, the reason this one is a new version and not just, a slight update is I've changed the way the actual spawning of them work. Because before, each of them used to be an action, and when you executed the action, inside the action, it had the code to create it. Which, it worked. It allowed me to do stuff like have it so the Barricade spawns further away from you than stuff like the Barricade, because it's bigger. But it just made the code unnecessarily long. So what I've done, and also if you want to change something, like if you want to make them all indestructible, you had to go to each action and add allow damage false. But with this new version, when you hit the action, it'll call a function in the script, and then it'll send it the class name of the object. So when I hit Barricade, instead of it running the code, it calls the function. I actually have it over here. It calls the function place barriers, and it sends it the class name of this Barricade here, which handles all the spawning. So instead of it being 5 or 6 lines per item, there's only one group of code for everything, which it just makes it more efficient, and it makes it work nicer. It's the way you want your code to be. You want it to be nice and efficient and short, very small files. And like I said, it also means you can edit 1 line of code and it'll affect every object instead of having to edit 6 lines. That's really about it. I'll make something here, like I did in the other video. I don't know where to make. I don't really know much about Tanoa. I'll make something. I'll put it on screen now. Alright guys, well thank you for watching. If you are interested in getting the barrier system and you are not from the forum post, there will be a link in the description that takes you to the Altus Life forums, which you can, download it, look at the install directions, ask questions. I'm running out of things to say. Well, that's really about it. So, what was that? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.